What's good, everybody? You rocking with your boy Czarr, all rights reserved, CommenterNation, greatest nation since United Nations, stand up. Let's get into it. First off, Amanda, I want you, if you could, give your social medias, let everyone know where they can find you.
So my Instagram is Numneva, Numbeneva.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have.
Okay. And you already know where you can find me, Czarr, CZARR _ all rights reserved, one word. That's my social media, my Twitter. That one's for Instagram. My Twitter is @ALL_CZARR. You already know on YouTube's my main spot, so you can always keep up with me there. I want to say shout out to everybody following. I have content that has, and it is in the middle of uploading. It should be up shortly. I address Genesis and another debacle that I catch her in, and I don't understand it. Again, I told you they're going to do what I want them to do. She's consistently doing that. And I want you guys to give me your opinion. I've seen a new picture with her in close proximity to someone, and it doesn't make sense to me. Chris A won't be joining us tonight, but everybody give respect to him, support him in what he's doing. On Instagram, you can find him at Chris, CHRIS_AY3, and you can follow him on Instagram. Now we're going to get into this, Amanda. Going forward, me and you talked in the comments. Can you briefly tell me how you heard about me and just how you got in tune with the channel here?
So, your channel popped up into my recommendations, and it said something about X because I was researching the case a little bit, and then I decided to watch a video, and then I ended up subscribing because I saw that you connected a lot of dots and you made a lot of sense rather than other people who are just fabricating things. And so after that, I started following what you were thinking about, and then once you mentioned Geneva, I wanted to contact you because I do have information on her and I do talk to her. So if you have any questions about her, that's where I come in.
Okay, that's understandable. So about the whole thing, did you see the video where I said flapper feet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, there was a video where I first got back into speaking about Geneva, and there's two of them. This is just the first one. And I used the tagline flapper feet because of how she was posed with someone outside of it. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Do you know who Panama is?
No.
Okay, Panama is a friend of hers, and Panama is actually a girl that was involved with social media talking once X died. So once X died, Panama was one of the people that were up talking about this vehemently, and she was top of the line talking about it, and she was connected to a guy named Victor, who I already asked you about. And the thing was, they put it on social media, but they weren't questioned as witnesses, which I didn't understand. So I questioned Panama a lot, but come to find out that wasn't even a situation she tagged herself to until I started seeing her saying she was friends with Victor because he dated her boyfriend. Her sister. So her sister and Victor had a relationship. And, I'd gladly chat with you behind the scenes, but I have a correlation to that whole situation I have not spoken about yet. And it has a lot to do with her relationship with him and just everything going on with that little situation. Now, yesterday she hopped on here a little bit, and me and her talked briefly, and I'm just setting it up so when I ask the questions, you can gladly go into as much detail as you need. But I'm trying to paint the picture of where Geneva comes in. So, I know her relationship with X and all that stuff. I know about that and the claims she made on him for the trouble and things. I personally don't believe that he did that. But what I'm beginning to understand now is not only is she friends with Panama, But that's what sparked my interest again. I'm like, wait, Panama never said they were friends in real life, and they were. Her and Panama took an in-person picture of her with another man. I've seen this. So then it gets to another part of me discerning things. Next thing I'm turning around, I see under Bloodsucker, her Twitter, she has a paid site where she does adult things allegedly, and people pay to watch it. Then I'm like, I start looking into her a little more, and I'm looking at her post. And the month before X's this deceased moment, she had interesting posts. Number one of her posts spoke on revenge. It spoke on revenge in May. And I have that receipt on the backside, which I was interested. And I was like, okay, could have just been singing a song. And, allegedly it is a Trippy Red song. But the way it comes up, it's just too coincidental. Then there was a second part to it where not only did she say revenge, she starts talking about a time is coming. And this is all within a month prior to this incident. I'm like, So then I start looking down her page. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. And on her page, literally, I see the type of things she's talking about. And what she's talking about is using explicit, let's say, medicinal instances. And the way she put it, it was, if I had minors watching me say it, it's almost convincing minors, in my opinion, to behave a certain way. I didn't like how it was presented. So I guess my question is, do you have any direct knowledge of her use of chemicals?
Geneva. So Geneva has had a troubled past and a troubled childhood. So that's where that came into play. When she was with X and everything, she started using drugs around that. Like, she would smoke with him and everything. And she was using drugs around that time because she was very depressed when she was with X, and when the relationship started to get toxic.
Okay. And with that said, and we're thinking about that situation, I had presumed that X had stopped at some point. Did she never stop?
She did stop. She after a while, all she did was just smoke cigarettes. She made a point of that. I remember in a live stream, she said all that she does is smoke cigarettes. She doesn't use drugs anymore.
Okay, because this is odd. In 2019, in the April month, I have her blatantly mention publicly about, in quote unquote, this is just a synopsis, and mentions about acid and watching anime. Now, I watch anime. I've watched any anime you could probably name. I watch, but it's like when I saw the mention of acid, I'm saying to myself, why would someone co-sign taking such a dangerous thing? Do you know what acid is?
Yes.
Okay. What in your opinion is acid to you?
My opinion in acid would be LSD.
Okay.
The whole thing with Geneva saying that, well, I haven't seen those receipts, so I don't know how it was said, where it was put into stuff. But I do know that Geneva does talk about that stuff, and she's not saying that she doesn't, or that she is lying or isn't lying or about doing drugs. I don't really know, but she does still mention drugs in posts that I've seen.
Okay. I want to quickly say that LSD is one of the many chemicals. If you know in depth about acid, and you can probably name any drug, I could give you a rundown about everything about it and how it works. But dealing with acid is a mixture. So acid is a mixture of multiple different drugs, including LSD. That's why it's dangerous. In any medical profession, if you ask them about acid, They will tell you if you do it more than 7 times, clinically, you're considered insane. So in a clinical medical sense, you are considered insane to do it 7 times. I have a real good friend, and he's done it over 12 times. And, we kind of joke about the fact that he's insane. Not that his behavior is like that today. So I understand when you're saying she used to, but he can even explain it to you, what he's done, what he's went through doing that. And that's how my knowledge of was it. Do you know about the cracking your spine theory too that has to do with it?
No.
See, the thing is, if you've ever done acid in your life and you crack your spine, acid stores in your spine. So that's also why it's dangerous, because you can go on a trip from cracking your back. Also, an experience that was explained to me by this friend about how that worked, because he experienced it firsthand. And it was out of nowhere. He's like, whoa, what's going on? That's the danger of doing it so much, because it stores in the spine. And if it cracks, you can go into a trip. Now, you can also go into a permanent trip off of these type of drugs. So that's the danger of it. That's why I spoke on it. That's why I said if minors are watching and you're saying things like that, that can endanger the public. Going forward, another thing that I wanted to ask, dealing with these type of situations, is are you aware of anyone in members only? Do you know anyone there?
Yes. I'm aware, well, involving with Geneva, I'm aware that she has interacted, well, she's been set up like in parties, like when her and X were together with members only and meeting them. But I've known that she's had relationships with some of them, and she cheated on X doing that.
What was one of the names? Do you know it?
I don't know some of their names, because there's like, from what I can see, there's more main people, but then there's people on the outskirts.
If I said the name, would you know it?
No, I only know it in pictures.
Okay. Well, allegedly, the person whose name they're mentioning, I'm seeing in a new picture with Genesis. Does Geneva know anything about Genesis?
Yes, because, well, here's what I'm confused about. So, I made a timeline of when Gekyum, X's child, or Genesis, her child, around when he was born, and when X died, and when he would have been conceived. So there was this video, Diamonds News posted it, where X was arguing with a female, and that could have been Genesis. The voices sounded similar, and if she was just, a girl that he was messing with, that could have been her, because it matches up with the time.
Okay.
And at that same time, there are also receipts of X and Geneva talking as if, they still love each other, they wanted to get back together, how X wanted Geneva to be the mother of his children and stuff. So I don't know how their relationship was. I feel like it changed after she got pregnant, but X and Geneva were still talking.
I would believe that, because X was a player. So here's the thing, though. So she got intimate with one of the friends. Why did she keep running back to X when he got out of prison, when he got out of there? You're telling me the whole ideology of love is why she kept running back?
No. I feel like one of the reasons why she kept running back is because, you see, it's a very complicated situation, because there's did X really abuse Geneva, or did he not? Because it wasn't he did abuse Geneva. If you are being abused, you often run back to your abuser, and you have survival guilt after that person dies.
Well,
so,
we're going to pause that part, because we don't know. Actually, she retracted her statement on saying he did it.
Yes, I know that, but I'm pretty sure you've heard it, but there was a phone call between Geneva and her friend Jasmine. Now, her friend Jasmine has a lot of information, and I've asked her about stuff. So it was Geneva, Jasmine. There was a male on the call. I don't know his name. I don't know about him. And then it was X. and then they were talking, and X was telling Geneva to drop the charges. So Geneva was agreeing to all of this, but then she said something like, "Thank you for my face," because, you know, of like the injuries to her face, and that was X account telling her to drop the charges so that they could get the whole case thing figured out, so nobody had to go to jail.
Hearing things. Okay. So here's the thing. Do you know if Geneva showing up to any of these parties that go on at the party house?
No.
So she's never been to any of those parties?
What parties are you talking about?
The house parties that I spoke on before that involved a bunch of girls hanging over somebody's house.
Yeah, Geneva's been to those.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, let me also pose this. She's been there. Is that where she was allegedly in a relationship with a friend, or was she still with X?
So that, okay, there has been multiple people that Geneva has cheated on X with. So yes, I believe one of them was involved with that whole party scene. So yeah.
So why was Geneva letting these scrubs dig her out if X is the money man?
I don't. Okay. So I feel like everybody says, "Oh well, you know, X had money. Why not X? Why not this? Why not that?" But I feel like she wanted to run back to X, but at the same time, she wanted to play both sides. She wanted to run back to him, but at the same time, she wanted to cheat on him and then go somewhere else.
She wanted to get dug out randomly.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's a random digger. So I see she has a site that is people could pay to see her nude and different things. So was she performing in porn with over at the party house?
I don't know about that. The only instance that I know of her doing stuff is there was this tattoo artist that was friends with X, and there's actually a video on this guy's YouTube channel. His YouTube channel is Bang Coop, and it's called Q&A with Geneva Ayala. So that tattoo artist was in one of the videos.
And he smashed?
Yeah, TheCzarr. If you actually look at the video, she's wearing the same clothes, he's wearing the same shoes and everything. She had the same hairstyle. In the comments, somebody put that all together and confirmed that it was him.
Wait, say the person's name again?
TheCzarr.
No, that's not the real name, right?
I don't know his real name. I know that's his Instagram name.
But are you saying, you're not saying one of these suspects, right?
No.
I think I know who you're talking about. Let me ask you something else. Being that I now know that, so she went over there to the house. You don't know of her having any knowledge of Victor, right?
I know. I haven't had conversations
and
with
you
her.
said you didn't know who Panama was, right?
No, I haven't talked to her about that.
Okay, so let's say at that time she doesn't know who Panama and Victor is, right? I can dig that. So she was over there smashing with them. Was she being passed around now?
Probably. Maybe.
Okay, so it's a possibility she was being passed around. Was she getting money from this?
No, I don't think so.
So the incentive was basically revenge because of what she alleges X was doing.
Yeah.
So did Geneva know Cherry, the girl that is now deceased?
No, not that I know of. There's some things that I haven't talked to her about.
Okay, so that would mean that you haven't spoken with her about that part. So that's unclear. But here's the thing. I know which member of members only she was screwing, to my knowledge. Now I see Genesis in photos with them. This person is highly untalented. He's not going anywhere. Let's just put it that way. So they don't care about the fame. They don't care about someone being skilled. They were just in it for the thrill. I can dig it. But the fact I know she's showing up at this party, I now know she's participating in stuff. Did she ever tell you, did she say to you that X did beat her though?
Yes, she did. And I have multiple receipts of her saying it publicly, her in lives, saying it privately. She said it many times.
Do you have receipts of her actually getting the eye surgery?
No, the only receipts that I have is what she posted on her GoFundMe page of the proof of all the documents.
Okay, but that still doesn't mean that she went and got that surgery done.
I know that.
Okay, so with that being the case, I think I'm starting to see stuff now, but I'm going to stick to the questions. I'm grasping something else. But back to the Geneva thing. So I seen her in the picture with Panama, and Panama was here yesterday asking me, how do I know things? And I told her I always have people watching whoever it is that I'm researching. And it's going to be a bum on the street. You won't know him. It could be, didn't I say United Nations? Is United Nations one race? Isn't it many different races? I could have my Chinese bull watching, or I could have my Spanish bull. You never know. You're never going to know, because we move a special way. That's why we get respect how we do and how we do this. But now I'm starting to get it, though. I'm getting it. So what year did you meet Geneva, or did you come to know her?
Last year, 2018.
Okay. So you've never known Genesis, though?
No, I've never spoken to Genesis.
So have you heard the songs that allegedly are alluding to the bull, who people say the lyrics sound like they're talking about X's situation?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to allege one of them were screwing Geneva. I'm gonna allege that off the rip. So if we're presuming that that type of situation happened, what would you presume Geneva not speaking up after X's demise would be? Is it possible she's receiving threats?
Yes.
Do you have any direct knowledge of the fact she's received threats?
No, I mean, I've seen the threats that she's been receiving.
So you've seen them. Now,
Yes.
let me ask this. Is it from somebody that was in that house during the party?
I don't know if they were in the house or not.
But it is someone that was an affiliate of X's.
Yes.
Got you. I got you. Okay. All right. Let me calm down. Okay. Whew. Solve that mystery. So let me ask this objectively. Were they threatening her because they had involvement, or there was something for them to lose over it?
There was something for them to lose.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Hold on. Okay. That's good. I'm gonna continue with the questions. I know. I got you, sucker ass. I got you. Hold on. All right, back to the questions. So, with that being the case, have you ever seen the mold of Tentacion's head?
No.
You haven't seen the mold that was shown to him by a girl out of that house?
No.
Has Geneva ever mentioned about the mold that was made of him?
No.
Shortly, there was a mold made after him that had the part of the neck missing, of where he was allegedly attacked. That was something that was huge. Dealing with the fact that have you ever been in contact, or do you not hang out with that lifestyle? You don't get down like that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you go to school?
Yes.
Have you graduated yet?
Yes.
That is very good. What is your major?
I majored in business.
Okay. Likewise, I have a bachelor's in business. So let me just ask you this part of it, and then I'll move to the next part. Now, I've seen these things about Geneva. Are you saying there's no possible way your friend had any knowledge of what was going to happen?
I feel like I don't think Geneva knew specifics of any setups or what was going on.
Let me tell you something. A lot of suckers in this situation are known to pillow talk, and I got them all. I got them all. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I believe pillow talking went down. Matter of fact, it's to the point someone was pillow talking to a side chick. Pillow talking to a side chick about this incident. And best believe that that's already on record. That already got picked up. And trust me, it's not going to be talked about openly. They already got picked up. But in this situation of the threats happening, I want to tell her, if you're letting this scrub threaten you without you stepping up, you're a dummy, because what's going to happen because of the money that was lost is far worse than anything he's going to do. So I'm just saying, it's up to you. You can move how you want. Be loyal to losers if you want. But what happens, I'm telling you, it's the silence before the storm with that, because they don't know how much money was actually lost. They don't know whose money they mess with. Because with a record company, there's investors. These investors are not always people who wear the suits and ties, even though that's the worst type of investor to mess over. It goes in many different levels. And some of these investors know they're not getting their investment back because a bunch of kids playing around with a couple $100,000 messed over their multi-million-dollar deal. They ain't playing. Simple and plain. They're going to let it be, but when them threats and stuff come out, because I've seen them, I watched them, I got this. I got the picture now. I'm starting to see more. So somebody was so thirsty, they had to follow up after X. They couldn't go get their own. I had to take sloppy seconds after X. I get it. And that's why I say losers, because I get that. Because moving that way, that's weak. But let me say this. And when I say sloppy multiple times, multiple people were smashing off in that. And that's why I'm like, dude, it's one life, do you. But let me say this. And this is a question to you. Us sitting here and looking at it, like, let's say that we ain't acknowledging it. Let's say we ain't acknowledging she knew. Aside from those threats, do you know of any other payoffs or money received other than that GoFundMe?
Yes, I definitely do. So, was receiving stuff from X. So, she just moved out of a house that she had because she couldn't keep up with the bills, and she had to move in with her new boyfriend. That house was paid for by X. And I actually looked it up online, and I found out how much it's worth and everything. And it's
say it.
It's nothing really nice, but
say it.
It's yeah.
The amount.
There, I feel like there would be hell.
Were you going to say the amount?
I will have to look up everything.
Okay.
I have it saved.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And I knew this. Okay. Now, anyways, back to the script. And again, guys, I just take mentals. I catch my words and my questions in the air as they run through the machine. Let me also ask you this. Have you ever seen a man that was above middle age at any of these parties?
No, I will.
No. I mean, did she speak about seeing a man that is older at any of these parties?
I haven't talked to her about these parties. The only thing I know about these parties are not directly from Geneva.
Okay. Has she ever talked to you about the imagery around these parties?
No.
Let me ask this then. Are you aware, or have you ever looked up the real estate agent that sold this house to them at this party where the parties go down? Okay. I'll give you that. That right there is a very powerful factor. If people know that, pictures begin to come together. And because you don't know Panama or Victor, I really can't get into it. But here's my one thing I want to put up, and I want to put this up in the air. You sound like somebody who's very motivated, that is making great choices. Why be a friend to someone who is doing things of this nature?
I feel like more on a personal level, I'm cool with Geneva. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like the whole X situation and this whole big situation is not the main topic of what we speak about, but we do speak about it a lot. So,
of course, because she should.
So recently, I've been cautious around her because she actually did something that surprised me, that was very disrespectful and made me look at her differently. Because she's crossed people over a lot, and so I've been aware of that, and I've made sure that never happened to me. But then I saw it happen to one of my friends, and one of my friends stopped supporting her because she whole disrespected this person and made it public.
And was it disrespecting through words, through screwing her boyfriend? Like what?
So basically what happened was her new boyfriend is very shady. There could be some, I don't want to say abuse, but he's not treating her right. And so my friend was trying to get into contact with him because they talked before. Nothing bad, nothing like that. But she went off, and I have screen recordings of voice memos that she sent with her own voice. I have screenshots of what she said, and she said that the reason why she went off and disrespected my friend like that was because her new boyfriend, Norman, is not treating her right. But she didn't just do that. She went on one of her accounts and exposed my friend's ex.
His name's Norman? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Norman. Hold on. I'm going to keep composure. That name's crazy. It's not a last name. What's going on? Okay. Sheesh. So Norman's getting the sloppiest seconds of all.
Oh, I actually have a screenshot of Norman on FaceTime with X. I have it right here.
Thank you. Let the record show that Norman knows X. I ain't saying nothing else. Yeah, I know you guys. Didn't I say that? Y'all try to act like, oh, I'm new on the scene. No, you're not. Why is it that I'm catching so many affiliates around messing with the same girl? Like, they can't go get a new one. They got to mess with the same exact girl. He beat and skeet for years. They're like, I gotta follow up. Do you think this is energy related?
I don't know what this is about.
So do you think they're like, maybe X left some power inside of her? Let me check it and try and retrieve it.
Maybe.
Just a thought. But let me go here. And, again, me and you talked before. You could go the route. If you don't want to answer, I'll rock with you. You're being authentic on the mic. I have nothing but respect for you. Could you be someone that could live a flourishing and healthy life without ever coming in contact with Geneva? Could you live your life without keeping her as an amazing friend?
Most definitely, I could live my life without her.
So, after this, I don't dictate people's lives and things, and I respect you a lot, but my advice to you is to get away. Get away from that. That's my advice to you. In all of the knowledge that I have, that I know, and now that I am beginning to see, that is not someone of your caliber of pursuit for your future accomplishment wants to be in contact with. It's not only because you need to understand this. She has given her situation and buns over to a lot of lackluster usury. It's off of the image and thrill, and none of it is going to amount to the future. I'm someone that experienced an environment where I can say none of that's going to amount to your future. Just giving yourself up to whoever's around and doing different things. And none of those spells that were allegedly cast are going to save you from the decisions you made giving yourself up to lackluster people. I just want you to know that. And I want you to pursue your business. Learn, if you haven't yet, get fully fulfilled on credit, understanding how credit works. As a business major, I'm telling you, I passed with flying colors. I'm a programmer, actually. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown. Put your focus on learning how to get amazing credit. You're aiming to get a 700 to an 800, a 660 or more. You can get the largest business loan for any amount you need to do anything business wise. So your aim is to keep your credit at a 660 or more. Create your business ideas. Learn what social media marketing agencies do. And I would say start running. Start running with whatever business you have in mind. And I'm going to tell you, you will be successful no matter what. You will. Those are the keys. Right there, as a business major, you won't learn anything about those three things, not even in the social marketing or digital marketing class. Learn about digital marketing, but you want to learn about social media marketing, using digital marketing as part of your tactics. That is how you will succeed, having gone through business, learning the business curriculums. I'm not going to force your hand too much on this next question, but do you know who Bruno is? Because you mentioned about this house. And how would you know about him?
I know about him because he's popped up in a few stories. But I know about his involvement with X, and there's been a shady. He's just seemed shady and stuff that I've heard about.
So, did Geneva smash him?
I don't know, but I feel that it's likely that she did.
Yes, because it's likely she was passed around, and knowing different things and how that goes, God help her. Norman, you followed up after Bruno? Allegedly? Woo. Good luck to you, my friend. Now, another thing I want to put out there. Do you know of any financial gain she spoke of, aside from what we already mentioned? You don't have to mention it again. I'm aware of what you said. Do you know of any other financial gain that's come off of X's image around that she's spoken on?
Not directly coming from him, but in general, she does get money from the whole situation.
And how is it monthly? Is it weekly?
So something that actually happened between her and Cleo, X's mom. X's mom told, Cleo told Geneva to keep her mouth shut like a real woman because she had spoken on X before. Geneva was paid to keep her mouth shut.
Why'd you have to tell me that part? Now, are you... I did not want to think this. Sheesh. So, are you alleging it was by the name you mentioned?
Yes.
You make me dread asking the next questions. Okay. I'm about this. Oh, TheCzarr, why'd you do this? Why'd you do this to me? Why'd you do this to me? Okay. Now that I know that part, do you know exactly why? Because she retracted the statement, and if someone is deceased, it wouldn't matter anymore. So why would she be paid to keep her mouth shut?
Because she knows the inside scoop. She knows things about X's family and them being shady and how, it's all for the money.
Okay. All right. I got you. So now that I know this is the situation, do you know of any other people that were compensated like Geneva that she spoke on?
No.
Okay.
Wait. I do think that Genesis, she knows a lot of stuff. I feel like, yeah, she's definitely getting paid.
Did she allege to any affiliates?
I don't know about that.
So what if you had to guess an amount? What is the amount you're saying has been paid? What would be your guesstimate of the amount?
Just to Genesis or Geneva or like combined?
Either or. Allegedly.
Adding up things that have been given to Geneva and the house and money that she's been paid, around 500,000.
Are you? Oh my gosh.
The very least amount would be 200,000 because I know how much the house is worth, and I know that some of the bills were paid because before X died, he paid for some of the bills. So then after he died, she had to pick up paying those bills, which is why it was, hard for her, and she had to let the house go.
You gotta be. You guys are.
Because think about this.
I already knew.
Geneva has had multiple boyfriends since X, but there's 2 boyfriends that I know of, Dominic and, like I've already said, Norman.
Each one's getting the sloppiest seconds, like sloppy, like sloppy.
They both don't have any money. And Geneva's last job was Pizza Hut, and that was a few years ago.
I know everything. I know. I just, guys, if I would sit up here and say this stuff, you wouldn't believe me. If I sat up here and said this stuff out of my mouth, y'all be like, oh, he's crazy. He's saying too much. I told you, I know you guys. I know you. You're not hiding this. Next question. The house that Geneva has. Do you notice? So you know that X brought multiple houses. Do you notice to be one of the houses he brought, or a previous house that was already brought?
Are you talking like about around when he died?
Was it around when he died, or was it prior to?
No, this was previous. This was like a year before he died.
I know, and it's not. No, I know it's not. I'm gonna just say it's not the house everyone thinks. It's another house, and I know who.
No, this house is not as nice, because I was actually looking up property records of what is in Cleo's name. And
oh, stop. Go ahead. Just say it.
This is what I know of the properties that are in Cleo's name. Mm-hmm. So there's the house that X bought originally, like before he died. That's the house he was living in.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the house that was bought after X died, which is the house that Cleo and her sons are living in.
I know.
And there's a third house. That third house is what I'm guessing. It's smaller than the rest of the houses, but it's still a very nice house.
I know.
That house is Genesis' house.
Okay. You mean Geneva?
No, I mean Geneva's house is in Geneva's name.
Okay.
It was paid for by X.
I got it.
The houses that I'm talking about are in Cleo's name.
Oh, I know. Okay, I know. This is the information you're saying I had by August 15th exactly. I had it all. I was just figuring out
for a while. This isn't new.
I know, but did you see the names on the house?
No.
Okay. No, you didn't see it. So let me go in now. Next question. So dealing with Geneva in the entire situation and this stuff, what is this secret that, like, why this? Now let me just say that. Let me just say that. I understand fully. I get it. Okay. I get everything you're saying. What is so pertinent that they need to have this to be quiet about something they know? They're just slurs. They're just pass arounds. What the story you told me, that defines a pass around. What do they need this compensation for?
I don't know about Genesis, but I know that Geneva knows things that haven't been said. Geneva has a friend. I already mentioned her. Her name is Jasmine. I have her and I've asked her questions about the whole X thing, and she's answered them. There's a YouTube video about a live she did where she talked about X and Geneva and the whole abuse situation. So, yeah.
I know. I mean, I'm confirmed on a lot of different things now, but What do you say? You know how I rock. You know what time it is. Stop playing with me. I'm such a liar. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. That guy doing the story, he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything.
I'm going to try to take your advice from now on, Czarr, and not entertain certain things. Truly.
That's
because
great.
I feel like people are just trying to do anything that they can to discredit people. And if they even had the courage to do half the things that we did, whether it be push a petition or tell the truth for that matter, and people want to question whether people are real X fans, fake X fans, like, were you there? Did you stand up for him when he had nobody to turn to, when he was alone on the other side, and people were denying him or not speaking up for him or standing up for him? Who was there?
Wasn't his friends. Wasn't affiliates. Was none of the people that I fed and got money with. None of them. Where were y'all at? Y'all wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Shouldn't have been with me when I was eating either. And I bet if he had time to actually see how people would act on his stead, that's not even the thing. Let's be real. The true alleged people that did this are still out walking around partying. And y'all ain't always rapping about pulling up, hurting people. But you ain't hurting no one that did the dirt. That's sad, man. And he's gone and they ain't hurting nothing. It's unreal. This is crazy, man. I mean, it is what it is, you know. I ain't tripping. I mean, Queen, did you want to ask her anything?
Sure. I wanted to say like a couple of things really quick. I'm sorry. I know I just kind of came in the middle, but
no, you're
to be
good.
honest with y'all,
you're good.
I was working.
She
I actually
confirmed.
have a job, and people think that I just like do readings, but I actually have my own business. But I'm sure I don't need to explain this shit. But at the end of the day, I commend you for saying how you feel, basically, for sharing your information. Because sometimes I feel like when certain people are putting it, like when people know certain information and they want to put it out there and share it, sometimes it's hard for individuals to believe what's really good or what's really going on. And so people like you that are close to the situation know what time it is and can confirm everything that outside, quote unquote, outside speculators are coming up with, if that makes sense. So, so have you met X personally?
No.
Okay. And just another quick question, as far as like dealing with that particular situation, do you feel like that there was some sort of substantial blackmail involved?
Yeah, I feel like there was blackmail coming from a lot of different sides.
Okay. Was it just from both parties, you believe?
Yeah. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it was just that people wanted to be two-faced, and there was like multiple teams, but people wanted to go and be two-faced. So there was like Genesis and the supposed baby daddy or whatever, and then there's X, but there's his mom trying to get everybody to be quiet and everything. There's,
well, allegedly, because we're not showing receipts of Cleo's, allegedly trying to get people.
Yeah.
Yeah, allegedly. And allegedly that happened until Geneva has the breast to hop on here and speak from her own throat, confirming it. These are just all alleged things. We do not know this, but if someone's gonna press the issue, I can at least show some of it. But as far as the part of dealing with Geneva, I don't know anything about that to be true. But I do know that I have other information confirming, and off of what you said, it actually clarified my confusion on it. Like, I'm like, why so many places are coming up? But that makes sense for that person, But here's the thing. Either your friends are very trusting or really stupid. If a house isn't coming up with my name on it, I don't own it. Are they stupid? You gotta be dumb. Oh, this is my house. You just got the keys. Your name ain't coming up. The deed and the title don't go to you, even if it's paid off. You don't have it. I mean, listen, if that's all their life was worth, I'd rather work hard than take that way. That's crazy. Crazy. Let me ask this. Could Geneva have allegedly blackmailed to get what she got?
Yeah.
That changes it then. You little girl, you're playing with the big fish. They're playing it. Oh my gosh. That's disposable. I don't care what you say. You're disposable. You came to me blackmailing me after I lost somebody. You're disposable. I don't care. I would have got you rocked. You tried to get me like that. You must be out your mind. I would have said, oh, okay. I would have gave the head nod to my guy. He would have walked over. What are you doing? But I know you want to know what's more messed up? It's the karma you bring on yourself for you taking advantage of someone who lost someone.
Yeah.
That's terrible. I'm going to be real with you. Thinking about this, it's only confirmed her as the person I read on Twitter. You really are disposable. You got a boyfriend. You're just showing your body around for the paper. That is what you do. Like, that's crazy.
When she first started doing it, she was with the boyfriend that she cheated on X with, and that boyfriend got mad at her because he was selling drugs, but they needed more money.
Allegedly. Because if that's the case, he wasn't doing it right. Anybody I know that does that, they need for nothing. Let me say that. So he wasn't doing it right, Short. So we're not even going to mention that. Just allegedly. We know not. We don't know. Allegedly. Did you have
just a quick I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna ask if you had anything to say.
Oh, I was gonna say, just from what you could observe, and this is like a very delicate situation, pertaining to everything that went down between the both of them. Like, what? Because you were explaining earlier when I kind of came in abruptly, and I was kind of listening silently. You mentioned the fact that that in certain abusive situations, people go back to the relationship, right? Or they go back to dealing with certain people. What let's just jump. I don't know. I'm assuming we all studied child psychology. Some of us went to college. Some of us had it in high school. Whatever, right? So, what do you think would be the stem of why certain people who have been hurt, right? Regardless of if it's either party, you know what I'm saying? Because there could be emotional, mental abuse, all of that, all of the above, right? So why would that attraction still be there if they know that, one, they're not good for each other, but also on top of that too, where do you think that behavior stems from?
I don't know, because I have your question in the same thing, because to me it makes no sense on, like you said, both parties, like both sides. I don't get it, because I understand that it was blackmail, but still, even when you weren't being blackmailed, you still run back and do certain things.
Okay, and so I'm gonna say it like this: being in a certain person's environment, right? Let's just say, certain individuals were around a certain scam manager, and that type of environment having situations to where he's exploiting children or teenagers and also adults for film, right? And I'm assuming there's been a bunch of grotesque situations that have happened in that space. Why does this seem to be a situation to where pain is equated to love and torture is equated to love than actually finding somebody who actually sincerely cares? Because the situation is this: it seems to be like a very how can I say it? It's like BDSM, but like with a ridiculous dark twist. Does that make sense? Like, how far can somebody like be so intensely obsessed with me, but then get to the point to where they're so obsessed with me that they want me gone?
Well, something that Geneva has actually said herself and put out there on her Tumblr, she's talked about how she's just a broken person. She's just messed up, that she hurts people, and she didn't just hurt ex, and that wasn't the only messed up relationship she was in. The boyfriend that she had right after ex, whose name is Dominic, that situation was completely messed up. She completely just hurt him. That's just her personality. That's who she is.
Okay, so could she have suffered from sexual abuse as a little girl? I know this is personal, and I don't mean to get all up into her business, but I've already picked up on the fact that y'all said to me that she has suffered from sexual abuse. That's
Allegedly.
why he won't come around anymore.
Allegedly.
He detached himself from the situation, because I even predicted before, and I said he's not coming around her. And she even said it on one of her pages or whatever, and confirmed that he won't come around her. And I'm talking about spiritually, because she's very much into that.
Yeah.
So let's say that she allegedly is a nymph and just likes going to alleged parties and allegedly just getting it hit from the back a lot. She does it for the thrill. Is she not of an adult mind to say, I will not behave this way? Is she not an adult to make that type of decision at the point? See, here's where my mercy runs very short. You have the mindset to allegedly blackmail someone, but you don't have the mindset to say, let me close my legs.
No, I guess not.
I just think that's crazy. You're so smart. You know things that you say, look, I'm going to tell it if I don't get this. But you can't just close your legs.
Okay, Czarr, I'm going to say it like this. When you're dealing with the situation in the climate that it is, right? Let's be for real. When it comes down to an environment like that, it's extremely superficial. Let's be honest about it, right? It's very vain, very superficial, very into self. on some level, not completely in the way of loving oneself, but in the way of promoting sexual gratification to basically promote whatever it is that they have on that basis of sexuality, right? If that's all you know from the time that you have been abused, and it could be any which way possible for either party, they wouldn't have the conceptualized idea to have rational thinking to say that this is morally wrong for me to do because everybody around them is doing it.
I don't know. I guess. I mean, I understand. You know, shout out to whatever Me Too movement's going on. Well, I ain't got nothing to say. It is what it is. I ain't got nothing negative to say. It is what it is. I can't, only thing I'm saying is that you're not allegedly going to press somebody's mother in any way and think you can slide off like Mike Jack and then play the victim. You don't get that right. You're not going to press her and then come over here and plead to us. Like, that's wrong. If you real and you know something and you say you're going to keep it to yourself, keep it to yourself. You don't always need gratification for it. And that's part of what me and Queen were talking about. She is authentic. And she's saying, I don't need this to break bread with people. I don't need this to be real and authentic. I respect that. But I'm saying these other people, it's like, oh, I need this to keep your secret, or I need this. It's just, the game's changed with these dudes. They move different. Move too funny, some of them. You move funny. I'm just thinking of this behavior in the 80s to now, in the 90s and now. You wouldn't have made it. If you were doing that type of stuff, you wouldn't have made it. There's no way, because loyalty used to be everything. And now it's like, who can I put my foot up on and jump up and snatch the trophy out their hand? It's like, and I feel like X's scenario is very indicative of that very thing. They're saying whoever they can snatch the trophy out their hand, or whose energy can I take? Somebody's along going, let me use this brush for energy. Like, I don't know what you guys are doing now. Well, like whatever kind of stuff y'all doing. Y'all know what y'all doing. Just for energy. Just for energy. Just to have that same shot the person had. Maybe it was talent. Maybe it was being themselves. Maybe it was hard work. Y'all don't want to work hard for nothing. I've been putting in work for a minute. Queen been putting in work for a minute. I mean, I've been putting in work. Do you know the backside messages I've been getting? The type of hate I've been getting. Even though I love y'all hate, but player hating, you gotta move around. But I love that other stuff. Like, I take all you give and I create energy, good or bad. People don't do that nowadays. They just either they're losing or they're winning. Good or bad, I make energy and then I create. That's the difference. Most people can't do that no more. And it's just sad, man. Oh, one quick question. Amanda, do you know about Diamonds Live?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay. How do you know him?
I started watching his videos. I started watching his videos a while ago, and then with the whole X stuff, that's where I found some information. And then allegedly, Dom reached out to Geneva for an interview, but Geneva told me she doesn't like to do those types of interviews because all they want to know about is X. But that's really what else do people really want to know? What else does she have to tell?
So I don't understand. Gutter, grimy, are you giving them? Wait, don't align hood and dust, because that don't always mean that. That's not the same thing. That's why I asked you. Trust me, I was getting your drift. Um, I get it, but I mean, have you ever spoken to Dom? What do you think about his media?
I feel like some of the stuff he just gets, I don't know, more like irrelevant stuff because he does touch on some bigger things, but I don't know.
What do you think? Oh, go ahead.
You can go.
What do you think about DJ Academics?
I feel like he puts some people in one light and make them seem one way, and then he favors other people.
DJ Academics, this girl off the first sentence just figured you out. So you might want to play this part back and fix that. That's exactly what you do. Like, there's no better way to say it. That is what you do, man. You do that very thing, included to the fact that you put your foot above others. I gave you a little hint in there. You do that all the time, DJ Academics. I don't know why. I just don't get it. It's like, I'm not going to get into it because here's my thing. He is someone who has spearheaded the media generation that we know of. And I give him that credit. That is why I'm so critical. If I didn't give you that criticism, I would be one of the yes men around you, kissing your butt. Oh, Act, that was cold. Oh, Act, you're the best. That's them yes men. I give the criticism where needed. Same thing for Diamond's Live. Diamond's Live's a little more neutral in status, so. But I think it's two odd ends, like Ken and Ryu. They're two odd ends of the same mentality, but they're not the same. They're really not. I would agree. I just want to know your thoughts on that. If you have time tomorrow, I would love to get with you momentarily. It wouldn't be long. It might be a little earlier, close to 8, and just do a talk. But we're not going to talk about Geneva. We're going to talk about a subject, and I'm just going to get your opinions on it. And it's going to be shorter than this, but it's just about me getting your opinions. I hope that you take my advice and you get better friends. I don't think I would be affiliated around her no more. I don't think I would be hanging around her like that a lot, especially being some of the things we discuss, some of the thoughts, because I don't want you in a situation to allegedly be blackmailed or be in issues because of her. I think you have a bright mind, you have a good head on your shoulders, a good future, and I feel like you can do a lot of good things in the society ahead of us with the way you interpret and you speak through things. Also, maybe I'm biased because I'm a business major too, but ultimately, I think that it is your duty to help someone else succeed the same way we saw Tentacion attempt to help those who were unfortunate, misfortunate, and needed some type of assistance. I believe that you are in a position you should go forward with that and put your energy into making that happen. That's my opinion. That is what I think of you. And, I'm glad we talk. I'm going to get with you in IG. Again, tell everyone the IG they can reach you.
It's Numneva, Numveneva.
And go over, follow her, message her, be respectful. I let them know if there's any disrespect coming through, I'm Shaq with the blocks. You get blocked. Just block them. If there's any disrespect, but vibe with those who vibe with you. You're always going to find someone worthwhile speaking with out of a group of idiots. That's the way it works. The idiots make it more worthwhile when you meet the people worth speaking to. That's what I've learned after a long time of doing the media I have or watching behind the scenes. I'm glad we got together. We could discuss it. I look forward to speaking with you tomorrow. It'll be a more glorious talk. I think we got enough to chew on to understand the era of things, and you helped me put together where I'm going next in my series so people don't think I'm crazed and out there. And again, Amanda, did we talk before this? Did we talk in detail about what we were going to talk about?
No.
We didn't at all. Again, I can't make this stuff up. We didn't talk about it. And the same thing was when I spoke with Zabella. We didn't talk about it. It comes out because it is what it is. You guys can hate it all you want. You're rocking with the Czarr. You're not playing with one of them dudes who's just hopping up doing news. And nah, I really put energy into this, and you can feel it and see it. I don't know what y'all on. Like, get your mind right. All rights reserved. You know how I rock. Queen, you gonna tell them your social media?
Absolutely. That's mine. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, you gonna tell them again? Tell them again.
NUMBNEVA.
Oh, okay. You answered the Queen. I was talking to Queen Prodigy. That was cool though. That's what's up. Queen Prodigy, I meant.
All good. Again, you all can hit me on Twitter at Queen Prodigy. YouTube is the same, Queen Prodigy. Also hit me up on IG at Queen Prodigy 0369. And also another thing too, keep in mind that I ask that if anyone is skeptical or curious about my gifts, keep in mind I have no problem proving myself to anyone. But on top of that too, the people are going to be disrespectful and put slander on my name. Be man or woman enough to actually pick up a video chat if you want to confront me instead of being a tiny extra little snake and just basically putting it up on social media and not facing me like a man or a woman, because that's childish and pretty petty. So it's been happening a lot when it comes down to me and Czarr, and I understand the reason why, because I feel like everyone who may have known X when he was alive feel like it's just an all-inclusive thing and they should only be the people that care for him.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some real genuine people out here that have good hearts, that actually know that when the consciousness of humanity is suffering from a loss of something, it's their duty from what is being asked from a higher realm to actually come down and to help people to cope with what is happening.
Facts. I rock with it. Hopefully we could get up. Chris A should come through tomorrow. He had to handle some business tonight. I hope to have everybody back. Amanda, I hope to see you back tomorrow. We won't be forever. We'll talk, and it'll be a more joyous conversation talking about in-depth things. If you receive anything, don't hesitate to send it to me. Y'all know my IG, CZARR_, all rights reserved, one word. That's one full word, all rights reserved, no spaces. And message me, let me know what's going on. I've dealt with many situations of seeing different people. I'm aware of the threat situation and certain people that were doing it, and they don't have a clue what's headed their way. They don't have a clue. And that's why ultimately I was like, you know, it's sweet for you guys now, but it's your calm before the storm. So all the powder you got, all the stuff, use it all and enjoy it all for now. Enjoy every bit of it. Enjoy it to the max. Better yet, take a little more than you should. Yo, these guys, these effing guys. That's what, like the Italian culture. You guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all know how I rock. Shout to CommenterNation, the greatest nation since what? United Nations. You know how we rock. These guys are funny, man. Yo, I'm telling you, not all, not at all. It's just funny when you see where justice is going for some people. It's funny because I get it. I get it. And it makes sense. It makes
Justice
sense.
deserves to be served. It deserves to be served on all levels, and it's not going to stop by what the law knows. It's going to continue on a magical and spiritual level. And so, if this situation truly did happen to Czarr, regardless of the confirmations or lack thereof, it's going to be handled.
Oh, and
he has been telling me to chill out and just watch the show.
In 1 second,
and I have been chilling.
Let me answer Panama. In Panama, even if you are mentioning a DUI, at least it's not dealing with slamming powder up my nose and bending over, getting tag teamed by guys at a party. So ask Panama, does her butt hurt? Getting teamed up on going home like, I did nothing, honey. Honey,
well,
you never had my feet in the air.
A personal life like that, but it's just like I said, the focus needs to be on Czarr. Like it needs to be on him and basically the right people coming together to really seek that justice for him. Because a lot of people think that this is a joke, and it's like there are a lot of people who are hurting, like for real hurting every day over losing someone that was very, iconic to them, that was magnified on a deeper level, that felt like family to them. And so that's the reason why it's like I'm not like I said, what I'm doing here is because some people don't give a fuck about clout. Like fuck all the clout.
Whoa! Listen, I need you to calm it down. I'm not trying to get. Okay, no cursing. We can't go to that route. Okay. We got to use language.
Yes, I'm sorry.
You got to do that on Instagram. YouTube ain't about that.
Absolutely.
And here's the thing, Panama, I allowed you back because you cleaned your act up. You needed all types of help. You had a big problem where you couldn't get yourself together. And since you want to be smart, I now figured out exactly how you knew Geneva, the Pizza Hut connection. That's why you know Geneva, dummy. I got you. I didn't say anything about a gangbanger. You don't gangbang. You don't gangbang. I seen you in a picture with her post on it. I can show you tomorrow. That'll be one of the receipts I can just put up. I have you taking her picture. Literally. You're taking her picture. I have you. That's why I spoke about you again in the first place, because I have that picture. Okay, no problem. I will. You don't have to worry about it. You posted it on your IG. It's your picture. But yeah, I'm going to rock with y'all again tomorrow. This girl's talking crazy. I didn't say you were there. She's dumb. She's saying I said she was someplace. She's so stupid. What are you talking about? Where did I say you were at? What's wrong with this girl? This girl she's out there right now. You see how people hate it when you're laughing? Like, I was laughing and she came out and she got mad immediately. Like, what is wrong with her? What are you here talking about? You're scared to even do a live. Amanda did excellent job. Yes, you are scared. We're going to let you be scared. You know where to reach. IG Czarr, CZARR _, all rights reserved, one word. Then over on Twitter, what is she talking about? @ capital ALL capital CZARR. I didn't say you were doing any of those things. Look at you adding words. I'm done. It's through. She's adding words now. She's saying that I said she was. You said it. You just said it. You just said what you were doing. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I said it on live, and that's how I said it. Now she wants to be racist, but that doesn't hurt me. That does, you know, racism doesn't hurt me. Like, come on. I got too many Caucasian friends, Asian friends, and stuff. You're still lost in the past. But you can't say you're not racist. You're gaslighting. What does that even mean? What is gaslighting? What does that even mean? You mean grease lightning?
Well,
She said, "Oh my gosh." She said,
it's used in a term of abuse when having conversations
she said,
with individuals.
She said, "I'm not racist. I'm Spanish." What does that have to do with being racist or not? You can't be Spanish and be racist. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. You're right. Let me do you better. You're not racist. You're prejudiced because you have no power. But you're prejudiced because you're prejudging someone off of a race to make a comment like that. That's what you could have said. But come on, I'm not going to play this game. I'm not attacking you. I'm not attacking you. I'm just correcting what you said. Come on now. You're the one still taking up for Victor. Oh, that's my buddy. I watched him kick you under the bus on live. I didn't get mad. You take a shot at me, I take a shot at you. And what's worse, a DUI or pedophiles? So if I point out a pedophile wearing a badge, what's worse, that or a DUI? Who would you rock with first? Oh, I bet you go hop in the car beside a pedophile, wouldn't you? My DUI is going to go away. That pedophilia, they're going to live. I didn't say you were a pedophile. I'm talking about you're here taking a shot at me, not knowing the background around what happened, that because I spoke on pedophiles at one point in time, the law around me got mad. They got mad at that. That's not my fault.
Everybody got sins, though. Everybody has their own dirt. Everybody's done their own nonsense that they've done. But at the end of the day,
wait, hold on. I'm just going off of what she's saying. My laughing, it has to do with me enjoying myself. People don't like when people are enjoying themselves. The death is serious. So why? Let me ask you this. Why are you pulling up to a show when things haven't been solved with a bunch of people making music, laughing, having fun, partying on a stage? When you pull up to that concert, that's the first thing you said. Nobody drink, nobody do this. His death's serious. We got to do this for his death because you're laying around chilling with people who are still being investigated allegedly. And I'm saying that because I know who pulled up and out the precinct. Do you want to go there? Because we could go there. Your show is about having fun. Why are you having fun when someone's death is serious? You said you loved that day. You said you loved that day. She's delusional. You're delusional. I'm sorry. You said you loved that day. Am I lying? Because I have a life. Having a life is why you love that day. Having a life is why you're going to party out and do that. So don't judge me. I didn't judge you.
I mean, I'm assuming she's probably responding to the fact that she's probably, young.
You did
a lot of
say
young
it.
kids, they go out, they party, they do things, like they have I feel like when it comes down to how places like New York or LA or Miami, like these kids, like they're in the scene. You know what I mean? They're trying to create a name for themselves, like just the same way that anybody else would, as they would in any type of field that they're trying to get into.
Exactly.
I ain't trying to defend nobody. I'm just saying
it's fine.
That I just want people to like.
You
I
did.
just wish the
Hold
bickering
on.
would stop. It's just exhausting.
You did
sometimes.
say.
Like, it's just sad,
you did say.
just sad and heartbreaking.
Panama, you did say you loved that day. I already showed your receipt. I can show that again tomorrow. You did say that. I have it on Twitter. On Twitter, you said that in response to me. I read it verbatim. I read our whole conversation live on here. What are you talking about? You're delusional. Do you got mental issues? Oh, you definitely did. Guess what? So tomorrow we're bringing back her receipt. I'm reading the conversation verbatim, and I'm going to say exactly what happened. She's saying she never said that. That's a lie. She has multiple things. I'll show it on the screen. And that's the thing. I'll show it on the screen tomorrow because, like you said, I have a life, and my life isn't pulling up to a club, playing music for a bunch of people, drinking, partying, and somebody's deceased. That's just not what my fun is. But to each their own. Wherever you're playing at. Like, I give a shit. You already know how I rock. You know how we rock over here. We'll be back again. Did Amanda go?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Amanda. I apologize. I just was addressing some things she was saying. But see, that's the thing. This murder occurred and nobody said anything to the friends going out partying, doing shows, even some songs where they were rapping about. Y'all can't say nothing to nobody if you ain't saying nothing about those other ones. I said something about everybody. I didn't play. I stayed objective. I'm a laugh. I'm gonna be cheerful because I played the field how it's supposed to be played. How do you know that? Allegedly. You never drank? Do you know what the minimal drinking age is? It's 0.02 here. What is it for you guys? So if you're a slightly above 0.02, you're going to get one. That's how it works. And look, I'm not hiding anything. I'm not covering it up. This girl is still hiding her name. See, it's 0.08 there. It's 0.02 here. So that means if you had more than a sip, it's over. Especially if it's liquor, because liquor's mixed stuff. So if you have a mixed drink, your blood alcohol level's going to be the mixture of multiple ones. Exactly. So you can sip a beer. And if you get stopped in the car, you're through. And that's how they play it. It's way more corrupt here. I have stories of officers crashing up cars, getting their car removed with no DUI. That's what they do here. Literally. They're literally dirty cops. Literally. There's no way around it. And then they stop you for fake things and try and ask about other things. They cover each other's butt here. That's what we deal with. And it could be pretty chill there. But if that was true, those alleged investigators were involved in the case with evidence, that's terrible. But yeah, that's how crazy it is here. Do you know how many racist situations I deal with these officers here? And then when I see you out of uniform, you go fast. Like, I never seen someone walk that fast out of uniform when you see me. I never seen that. Like, you guys are funny. When the uniform's on, you could be a certain way. Then you get caught out of uniform. You guys walk real fast. Or I catch you out with whoever you're trying to impress and you act like you don't know me. You see me staring at you. You know what it is. And on that note, you know how I rock. I'll see you back tomorrow. All rights reserved.